Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our morning yoga class. And I am super excited to be here with y'all today. And if you missed my announcement about getting started in class for this morning, if you have a strap, grab a strap. It can be anything. I've been using this scarf, it works great. Or if you have a strap from a robe or a belt that's a little bit longer, that would work really well also. And as well as a strap, if you have a blanket or something to add a little bit extra support under your sit bones or under your knees for some of the movements that we're going to be doing in class today. As I mentioned in the previous video, and I'll just repeat it in case some of y'all didn't hear it, is that we're going to be a little bit more vigorous in our activities today. So know that at any point you are welcome to take child's pose, to go to standing mountain pose, to go into downward facing dog, or any pose that feels relaxing and restorative for your body so that you're protecting yourself and protecting your energy. A lot of times we get into a yoga pose or we get into a yoga practice and we feel like we have to meet a standard, or we have to get this perfect alignment or this perfect position. Our goal is to just be in our bodies, to increase the heart rate, to get more breathing, to get the lungs working, to just move and to start to tune into what's happening inside of us in these different positions, in these different poses. And there's no perfect way of being, there's no perfect pose, there's only the journey to getting to the place that we feel is our end range of motion. So today, like I said, we're going to be a little bit vigorous. We're going to be in plank for a while. We're going to be doing some fun stuff. And again, if your wrists start to get sore, or if you start to feel a little bit fatigued and you're losing your alignment, then please take a resting pose. You might see me take some resting poses. And just know that the whole objective of this practice today is to experience what's called tapas, where we're building the heat, building the fire within us, and burning off anything that no longer serves us. And that can be excess weight, it could be excess emotion, it could be excess thinking, and it's just all about building up the heat, building up that energy in the body to let go and release anything that no longer serves us. And it also physically can just be muscular tension. So with that said, we're gonna do our little ritual. I feel like if I don't do this, I can't be in the zone. And if y'all have been in my classes, you know the smell. It's amazing. So we're going to start at the top of our mats in our standing mountain pose. Just starting to ground through our feet. If you're watching this live video, you're already a fan of North Cascades Athletic Club. I highly recommend following their Facebook page because they are posting some real inspiration these last few weeks. Staying connected with community, which is so important at this point, even if it is virtually. Just taking these next few moments to set our intention for our practice today. And that intention can look like anything from, I just want to stay in the fire as long as I can while honoring my body. Or it could be, I'm just glad that I'm here right now practicing, moving my body and getting breathing. Whatever it is, just breathe into that thought, into that intention. Starting to connect with our feet, noticing the texture of the surface beneath our feet. Noticing the breath as we breathe in. And then as we breathe in, bringing awareness into the spine and to the base of the neck. And then as we exhale, bringing awareness back into the feet, back into the legs, back into those rooting parts of our bodies that bring us connection and bring us down to earth. With the inhale, imagine there's a string attached to the crown of the head. As we inhale, we lengthen up, we grow taller through the spine, growing long like a plant towards the sun. Then as we exhale, we root down through the feet, connecting, feeling supported, feeling that base, feeling the earth beneath our feet. Inhaling, reaching, lengthening back to the sky. So while we're expanding and growing, we're still staying connected, we're still staying rooted through our feet. 3 more breaths here as we again bring focus to the intention we set for our practice, to the sensations beneath our feet, to the length in the spine and the crown of the head. Feel the ribcage expand on the inhale. Shoulders relax down and away from the ears on the exhale. Now we'll begin to add movement to pair with the breath as we inhale, sweeping arms out and up, reaching long. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, press the air back down. Inhale again, sweep arms out and up, reach, lengthen. Exhale, pressing back down to the earth. Imagining there's resistance, like we're trying to reach to each side of the wall, each side of the room, and scrape our fingers up the length of that wall. And then exhale, press and reach and lengthen again towards the other side. So there's energy, there's activity happening in the arms. And you'll feel the difference when you add that action, when you add that dynamic tension where we're pulling the shoulders in and reaching the arms out as we flow and breathe. Arms reaching up on the inhale, lengthening. Exhale, arms pressing back down. Inhale, arms in. Just for comparison, let's lose the energy in the arms and just exhale, arms down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. Inhale, arms up. You can even see the difference in my arms when there's no energy attached and it's just movement. So now with energy, there's resistance and lengthening and pressing. And yes, the movement slows, but we're still flowing and moving with the breath. Exhale, arms down by our sides. Inhale, arms reach up, hold here, palms connect. Shoulders down and away from the ears. Press the palms together. Nice deep breath in. Find that root through the feet. Nice light toes. Lifting our toes up off the mat and just really bring awareness into that connection of our feet into the mat. So from the side, my toes are lifted. Feeling the back edge of the foot and then that front edge just underneath the toes. Take a nice big breath in, and as we exhale, we're going to begin by pressing our hips back. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Pulling the belly button in and up, lengthening as we sit back, hands come down to heart center. So our shoulders may roll a little bit forward. So toes are still lifted. So we're finding that sense of balance. Now, if the shoulders are rolled forward, let's roll the shoulders back. Press the palms together. Nice big breath in. If we can, sit a little bit deeper. Nice full breath. Now we're just gonna press the pinky toes into the mat. So I'm gonna move back to the front. So also knees lined up with the toes. So toes are lifted, then we're gonna press the pinky toe into the mat. Then we're gonna lift the pinky toe back up, then press the big toe, just the big toes. Lift the foot. If you're getting a cramp, go ahead and just relax the toes, relax the feet. Then come back in if you can. And now we're just gonna press pinky toe, and then we're just gonna press all the toes down into the mat, spreading them as wide as we can. Then we're gonna flow with the breath, sweeping arms out and up, press, lengthen, reach to the sky. Exhale, back to our chair, hands back to heart center. Inhale, reach. Keeping that nice long spine. Continuing that nice full breath. Exhale, back to our seat. Inhale, reach. Really noticing the glute muscles, the muscles all along the posterior chain, the spine, the hamstrings, the calves. Noticing how they support us as we sink into our chair. And press us back to standing as we inhale, reach length into extended mountain. We're gonna do that 8 more times. Inhale, reach from the side in case. Exhale, press. Keeping that core activated. Keeping the breath flowing fully. Inhale, complete the exhale. Maybe the chair gets a little lower with each exhale. Whew, breathe and let go. Maintaining that nice long spine. Whew, last one. Sorry, this isn't the last one. This is the last one. Exhale, chair. Hold that chair pose. Lengthening through the spine. So we want to try to sit up as high as we can in our chair. But if that is uncomfortable or we're not there yet, it's okay to lengthen, lean a little bit forward. But try to keep the weight in the back of the feet. So if we do lean forward, make sure we're not going into the toes too much. Nice, strong foundation in this chair. And we're just gonna pulse here. We can bring hands to hips or extend arms out overhead and then just sit and just pulse. Exhale. Breathe. Shoulders down and away from the ears. The place where we really want to be feeling it is right here, right in the glutes. Again, hands can come to heart center. You can bring hands to the tops of the thighs. So pressing back and back. Even though it's a small movement, we're going to start to feel the heat building in the posterior chain and the back side of the body. Remember to breathe. Woo, get a little lower if you can. Breathe. I'm going to change face front. Feel the heat. Step the feet together. Squeeze the knees together. Same thing, squeeze the knees and pulse. And just notice where it changed, where we're feeling it differently in the body. So knees aren't going forward, hips are going back and back and back. Ooh, breathe and press through the feet, sweep arms out and up, reach to the sky, length, exhale, we're gonna fold. Soft knees, nice flat spine, folding forward, head release down. Nice big breath, exhale, release. Feel that nice lengthening in the spine. Soften the knees as much as we need to so it's not really uncomfortable in the low back. Breathe. Flatten the spine on the inhale. Lengthen up. Reverse up. Nice flat spine. Feet back to hips distance apart. Woo, move the hips. Keep that spine fluid. So we're gonna take a nice wide stance on our mats. I don't know why I kicked my feet like that. Just seemed like the right thing to do. So toes are pointed about 45 degrees out. Nice long spine. So untuck our shirt from our pants, lengthen up, the shoulders are staying down. Whew, so if we want to create more heat in these poses, dynamic tension is the key. So shoulders down and lengthening up. Inhale, arms reach up, 5-pointed star. Check in with the shoulders. Did they shrug up to our ears? If so, drop them back down. Length through the sides. Woo. We should feel super active all through this is the midline, all through the core. Now press, like we're trying to press an imprint of our heels into the mat. Just press. Breathe. Now press our toes, like we're trying to press our toes. Maybe the heels lift up, depending on your body. And just press like we're trying to just make an imprint of our toes into the mat. Then release both parts of the foot down, heel and toes. Pressing both heels and toes into the mat. Lengthening, shoulders down away from the ears. Now we're gonna flow with moonflowers. Exhale, elbows lower, knees open out, tracking with the toes. Keep the spine lengthened. Again, we're still pressing feet into the mat. both the toes and the heels and the balls of the feet. Shoulders are back, heart's lifted. Now we're gonna flow with the breath. Press into the mat, reach to the sky, lengthen, straighten, exhale, lower. We're gonna move nice and slow with a lot of intention at first. Breathe. Feel those muscles in the body that are supporting us. Noticing them. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull that energy in and ground and root through the feet. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, reach. We're gonna lower into our moonflower. Hold here. So you have some options. Hands can come to heart center. We can bring hands to the tops of the thighs or just on the hips, or we can just totally close up. Not really, but you find, or even if you want to reach arms out overhead. So we're nice and tall in the spine, and we're just going to shift side to side, staying low. So I'm not lifting up and then lowering. We're gliding side to side. Breathe. Now find center. Hold here. Bring those elbows in. Bring the heat. Now we're gonna pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Squeeze those glutes. 6, 7, 8. Press up. 5-pointed star. Reach, lengthen. Exhale, moonflower. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lower, hold, goddess pose. And we're just gonna shift. One heel lift, lower, opposite heel lift, and lower. One heel lift. Remember, we're building that heat, burning out any unnecessary energy. We're just going side to side, lifting and lowering. And if you need to straighten the legs, go ahead. It's there for you. And then go right back in. And you might find a new ball of energy, a new way of being in this pose. Sometimes we think we have to stay in the heat in order to feel the total benefits, but sometimes releasing out, giving ourselves a little bit of break, and going back in, we can find more strength and a stronger ability to stay in these poses. Inhale, arms reach up, 5-pointed star. Toes point forward. Exhale, we're gonna fold wide leg forward, fold. Soften the knees as much as they need to as we fold all the way forward. Breathe. Shake the head, yes, or no, and no. Woo, just let the head dangle. Soft knees like we're sitting into a chair. Flatten the spine, fingertips press into the mat. Hands come to the knees, pressing ourselves up. Step the feet together. Inhale, reach arms up overhead. Exhale, arms press back. Pressing back behind us. Squeeze a rubber ball. Shoulders down and away from the ear. Squeeze. Lifting the heart center up. Pulling the core in. Inhale, reach. Exhale, press. Inhale, reach. Exhale, press. You just keep flowing with the breath. Press. 2 more here. Inhale, reach. Exhale, press the air behind us. Last one. Inhale, reach. Exhale, press. One more time. Arms reach up. Soft knees. Exhale, fold. Press the hips back. Woo! And let the head hang. Nice long forward fold. And let the head just hang. Inhale, halfway lift, monkey pose. So we're pressing into the shins, lengthening out through the spine. Knees stay tracking with the toes. So just noticing, let's bring awareness into the hips, into the spine. And just, we're all gonna do this together. So let's just curl the tailbone under. And then press the tailbone back. Curl the tailbone under. And press back. Breathe. Curl under. Then press. Hold here. Lengthen through the spine. Monkey pose. On our next exhale, we're gonna sit back, chair pose. Arms can extend overhead, rest at heart center or on the tops of our thighs. Then we're gonna inhale, extend, extended mountain, lengthen. Woo, soft knees, hips press back, fold forward, nice flat spine. Reach, 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 lengthen, fold all the way. Nice deep forward fold. Breathe. Shoulders relax, head relax. Shifting weight into our heels, flatten the spine, shoulders roll back and down, press into the shins, lengthening out. So notice the angle here didn't change. The only thing that changed is I activated the muscles in the spine to lift and arch. Now it may look different for some of us. We may only go here, not only, I say only very loosely, because this is still really active and still really energetic. Whew, lengthening up, chair pose. Whew, breathe, extended mountain, and standing mountain pose. Now we're gonna flow, one breath, one movement. Inhale, arms reach, extended mountain. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, monkey pose. Exhale to chair. Inhale, extend. Exhale, fold. Inhale, monkey. Exhale to chair. Inhale, extend. Exhale, fold. Inhale to monkey. Exhale to chair. Inhale to extend. Exhale, fold. Inhale, monkey. Exhale to chair. Inhale to extend. Exhale, fold. Monkey. Chair. Extend. Fold. Monkey. Chair. Extend. Fold. Inhale, monkey. Exhale, chair. Inhale to extend. Two more. Exhale, fold. Remember, breaks are available anytime you need it. Inhale, monkey. Exhale, chair. Inhale to extend. Last one. Exhale, fold. Inhale to monkey. Exhale to chair. Inhale to extend. Exhale, standing mountain. First round of our sun salutations. So come to the top of our mats in our standing mountain pose. Feet hips distance apart. Feet nice and flat on the mat. Shoulders roll back and down, opening across the heart. Just focus and feel and notice the energy circulating in the body right now. As we breathe, feel the breath, feel the warmth, feel the heat. And then we'll begin our first round, 3 breaths for each pose. Inhale, arms reach up. Whew, let go. So belly button's pulled in and up. On our next exhale, we're gonna press the hips back, swan dive forward, nice flat spine. Hold here, 3 breaths. Feel the shoulder blades expand on that inhale. Feel the spine lengthen and the head grow closer to the mat on the exhale. On our next inhale, halfway lift, monkey pose. Weights in the heels, lifting, lengthening through the spine. Heart, crown of the head reaches forward. Shoulders down and away from the ear, so broaden the shoulders. They're pressing down the spine. And we breathe. On our next inhale, lengthen the spine. Then exhale, hands all the way to the mat, stepping back to plank. Nice and control. Wrists under shoulders. Then we're gonna exhale, lower all the way to the mat. Elbows brush the rib cage. Toes point back. Squeeze the knees together. Squeeze the glute muscles. Length through the spine. Shoulders roll back and down. Squeeze the elbows together. On our next breath in, lift to cobra, baby cobra. So the lengthening, the lifting is happening by using those spinal muscles. We're not pressing into the mat with the hands. So if I were to lift my hands, the heart is lifted without me pressing in to the mat with my hands. Breathe. On our next exhale, tuck the toes, press up and back, downward facing dog. Alternate, press one heel, then the other into the mat. Breathe. On our next inhale, right leg presses straight back. Lengthen, square the hips, find that stability, find that strength in the left leg. Exhale, step the right foot next to the right hand. Now if the right foot doesn't quite make it all the way through, like maybe it stops part way, I'll show you from the side. So we want our foot to be up here with the hand, but it doesn't quite make it. We can just grab that ankle, pull it forward. High lunge. Inhale, crescent. Nice long spine. Tailbone tucks under, but keep that natural curve in the spine. The back leg, the knee may bend to get that good alignment and take that compression out of the lower back. Breathe. Exhale, we're going to shift our weight forward. Step the back foot up, forward fold. Press the tailbone up to the sky while the crown of the head reaches down. Chair pose. Arms can extend out overhead, straight out, or here, or hands to heart center. Inhale, extend. Exhale, fold. Hold here. Breathe. Inhale, monkey pose. Shoulders down and away from the ears, back. Press those hips back. Lengthen through the chest, through the crown of the head. Exhale, hands all the way to the mat and stepping back to plank. Woo. Breathe. Exhale, one knee to the mat or in full plank. Lower all the way down. Elbows, squeeze the midline, toes point back. Squeeze the knees together. Squeeze the glutes. Lengthen out. Shoulders down and away. Inhale, lift. Really feel those spinal muscles activate to lift us and squeeze those thighs together. Tops of the feet stay planted. So if your feet are lifting in this pose, lower your heart a little bit more. Because we want to keep the feet grounded, the tops of the feet grounded. And so we're building that strength in our lower back, in our spine. Exhale, toes tuck, pressing up and back. Downward facing dog. Try to stay in the camera. Inhale, lengthen hips, pressing back. Shoulders open. Really lifting the hips. Really open the hip bones back. So our knees can be bent a lot. Heels lifted off the mat. And then we start to work to lower and straighten the legs. But for right now, if our knees are bent, legs lifted, heels lifted, we're good. Inhale, left leg extends straight back. Breathe. Exhale, step the left foot through high lunge. Again, if the foot doesn't quite make it all the way, grab the ankle, pull it up, knees stacked over the ankle, then we lift up. Shoulders down and away from the ears. Belly button pulls in. Back knee can bend. The heel is lifted. The back heel is lifted. Breathe. Exhale, shift our weight forward, back foot steps up, forward fold. Whew. Chair pose. extended mountain, and standing mountain pose. Let's come to the top of our mat, standing mountain. We're gonna add a little bit of that fire into this flow. So nice big breath. Shoulders roll back and down. Nice full deep inhales. So remember, resting poses are always there for you. If you need to take a break, definitely do that. Inhale, arms reach. Shoulders down and away from the ears. Lengthen up, reach long through the left side of the body. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, reach long through the right side of the body. Inhale, come back to center. One more time to the left. And one more time to the right, or whatever direction I'm going. We're going both directions. One more time. Breathe. Shoulders down and away from the ears. Come back to center. Exhale, we're going to fold here. Nice deep fold. Let the head relax. Like the calm before the storm. We're just building our reserves, building our energy, finding our focus, finding our breath. Inhale, halfway lift, monkey pose. So in our monkey pose, we're gonna wag our monkey tails. And we're just gonna contract. So I'm a little bit at an angle. These black clothes aren't helping. So in the monkey pose, I'm contracting, whoosh, and then bring it back to center. Then I'm contracting on the other side, whoosh, then back to center. So we're just exhale, contract, come back to center. Exhale, opposite side, contract, come back to center. And we're just whoosh, from side to side. Inhaling in the center, exhaling on the side. Come back to center, exhale, by the top. And now we're just gonna flow side to side, to side, side. Breathing. Woo! It's gonna get the digestion moving, really working those oblique muscles, really working the core. If you need to come up a little bit, go ahead and come up a little bit. We're just wagging the tail side to side. Really contracting these oblique muscles. Then find center. Exhale, hands all the way to the mat, stepping back to our plank. Here we go. Fun times for all. So if our hips are coming way up and almost into a down dog, see if we can get those shoulders over the wrists. If we need to, lower one knee or both knees. It's okay. And try to bring the focus into the core and into lengthening through the spine. You can also modify by just putting one knee down and extending the other knee back. I like this option for modifying if it's there in your practice, only because it helps to maintain a little bit more of that core focus. Now, depending on where you are, if knees are down, we're just gonna tap the foot out and in on one side, out and in. If we're in full plank, out and in, out, in, out, in. Switch sides, out, in. Breathe. Woo. Remember, we can always bring knees down, tap out, in, out. One more. Now we're going to alternate side to side. Out, in, switch sides, out, in, out. Look at me cheating. And keep going. 4 more on each side. Woo, breathe. 2 more on each side. 2. And let's press back to child's pose. Hips to knees, or hips to heels. So big toes together, wide knees. Breathe. Feel that heat we just created in the body. What is it releasing? What is it letting go? Where did we feel the most resistance? Let's come back to all fours. Back to our plank. Downward facing dog. We're going to inhale, extend the right leg straight back. Pressing it back. Then we're going to open our hips to the right side of the mat, keeping the shoulders square to the mat, lifting and lengthening. We're going to bend the right knee, bringing the heel towards the glutes. So reach that knee up to the sky so the knee isn't collapsing forward. We're still reaching that foot, lengthening. Woo, cramp. Lengthen. And now we're just going to pulse a little bit right here. So heel towards the glute. Pulse, 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 pulse. Breathe. Woo. Now we're going to pulse toes towards the back of the mat. So instead of just bringing heel towards the glute, now we're reaching toe to the back side. Woo. Lengthen. It's small, but it burns. Reach. Square the hips. Step through high lunge. Lower the back knee. Inhale, lift. Shoulders down and away from the ears. Breathe. Exhale, shifting our weight forward. Lifting the back knee. Keeping that back heel lifted. We're gonna come up, hand on the knee. Inhale all the way up. Breathe, shoulders down and away from the ears. Options, arms can stay up or come to the hips. And we're just gonna pulse here. Pulse, 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 pulse. Whew, so it's like we're squeeze the knees together, then relax. Squeeze the knees together, then relax. Squeeze. So it's more hips doing work than it is me pressing up and down like a lunge. So we're really activating the hips. Squeeze, release, squeeze, release, squeeze, release, squeeze. Woo, remember you can always straighten that front leg. I'll show you from the side. Woo. So if I'm just pressing, this is what it can look like, but as opposed to squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. So notice this knee isn't really straightening at all. It's more of this scissoring the knees towards each other. Woo. Feels lots of heat in the hips. And let's reach arms up. Shifting our weight forward, back foot stepping up, forward fold. Woo! If you're shaking, yay. That means we're releasing good stuff from the body. Like good stuff in the sense that it's good stuff to be released, not that we're releasing good things from our bodies. Inhale, reverse up. All the way, standing mountain pose. Shoulders down and away from the ears. Now into the other side. Be a little bit different, but very similar. Inhale, reach. Just remember, we're almost there. We're almost done. Exhale, fold. So in our forward fold, we're going to add a little pulse here, where we're pulsing the heart forward and forward and forward. Woo. So it's kind of like we're trying to reach our hearts down and back. Remember to breathe. Whew. Inhale, halfway lift, monkey pose. We're going to do the same thing, pulsing the heart forward. So I'll show you from the side. So depending on where you are, maybe the legs are tired, so hands are on the knees. If they are, just make sure that we're still keeping active. But from here, we're just gonna pulse the center of the chest forward and reach, lengthen. Exhale, reach. Whew. So notice that my spine isn't rounding up and then pressing forward. So it's just going from that extended position to reach forward with the heart. Woo, triceps getting some work. Shoulder blades, those serratus muscles, pulling the shoulder blades down. Lower back's getting some work. Lengthen. Whew, exhale, fold all the way down. Step back to plank. Right knee to the mat. Right arm under right shoulder. Kickstand that right foot back. Gate pose, supported side plank. And from here, we're gonna lift that leg. The left leg lifts. We can stay here, or we can pulse that leg up. Lift, and lift, lift. Woo! We really want to feel in the hip flexor, or in the glutes, all along the sides of the hips. So if we're tilted forward, we're gonna feel it a lat and the gluteus maximus, and we don't want it there. We want it all in the side. Ooh, I was getting a little big there. Lengthen. Small pulse. Small pulse because we want it to be heated. We want the heat to generate. And relax down. Let's come back to our plank. And we're gonna switch sides. You guys stay in your plank. I'm just gonna switch directions. So this time, the opposite knee comes to the mat, kickstand the foot out for support, open up to the side, shoulder stacks over the wrist as we open to the side. Lengthen here, find the position in our bodies. So for some of us, we may have a really long femur bone, so it's making a really weird angle in our lower back. So an option is to come a little bit more here to get a better angle in the spine. But it's up to you, you decide, because we're gonna ultimately lift that leg. Whew, breathe. Again, make sure hips are open, and we're just gonna pulse. Whew, breathe. Lengthen, lift. Nice deep breaths. Don't forget the breath. Find stability. If you're starting to get a little shake, that's okay. One of the ways our bodies releases past traumas or past stressors is by shaking or trembling. So this is a great way to get rid of some of that unwanted stress in our bodies. Breathe, release down. Come back to our plank position. That was so graceful. Knees to the mat, press back to child's pose. I'm sure y'all were super graceful. So my hips don't go all the way to my heels, but if yours will, go ahead and just let them go all the way back. Some of us have a little bit of limited knee mobility right now, so the hips aren't doing the full hips to heels in child's pose. Inhale, come back up to all fours. We're gonna be on the ground from, actually, I lied, down facing dog. We gotta balance out, kids. So we may get a little shorter relaxation in this practice today, but as when the video ends, take some time to sit and breathe. Inhale, left leg extend straight back. Whew, find that connection, find that stability. Hip stack, opening the hip to the left side of the mat. Reach the left heel to the sky. Feel that stability on the right foot, rooting down. Now bring the heel, the left heel, towards the glute muscles. lengthen. Keep the heart square to the mat. And from here, we're just gonna pulse, heel to glute, heel, pulse, pulse, pulse. So we're getting a hamstring contraction here, a little elongation in the quad muscles. Reach that knee to the sky. Pulse, breathe. Woo. Protect the shoulders. If you need a break, child's pose is there, or just go back to down dog. And now we're gonna reach toes back. Reach, 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 breathe. Woo. Let go. Release all that junk out of the body. Breathe. If you're sweating, I hope so. Drink lots of water after this practice. And bring the hips back to center. Stepping that left foot all the way through. High lunge. Lower the knee. Inhale. Hold here. Breathe. Shoulders down and away from the ears. Letting the blood equalize in the body. Shifting our weight forward. Lift the back heel. Back heel stays lifted. I'm going to show you guys from the side again. So back heel stays lifted, so it's not collapsing down, staying up. And the feet are hips distance apart. And we come up. Find that crescent. Belly button pulling in. Back knee bends a little bit possibly. Or if you have the hip mobility to extend that leg back, go ahead and extend it back. Breathe. And we're just gonna start that pulsing. Again, squeeze the knees toward each other. Squeeze the knees. Again, remember, it's not a lifting. It's squeeze for that pulse. Whew. Hands can come to hips or just rest along the side. Or if you're here against your will, you can cross your arms and close off to the world. Whatever keeps you here, squeezing and pulsing. Whew. Breathe. See how long you can stay in heat. But remember, this is always here for you. Relax. And then come right back in. Breathe. Inhale, reach arms up. Exhale, shifting our way forward, back to stepping up. Be kind, be soft, be gentle. Fold. Nice deep breath. We're going to make our way onto the mat. So just bring hands firmly to the mat. Step back to our plank. Knees come to the mat. Child's pose if you want. Or stay in tabletop. Stay in this 4 connections position. Nice flat spine. Knees are hips distance apart, stacked under the hips. Shoulders over wrists. If your wrists are not feeling comfortable here, you can always make fists for wrists, but just be careful that you don't collapse into the wrist joint. So as we're in this position also, let's bring some awareness into the way that our hands are connecting into the mat. So we're just gonna come up onto our knees. So we're a lot less weight in the wrists. I'm gonna come at an angle because I want you guys to see. So we're gonna start by just fingertips spread really wide. So I'm not putting a bunch of weight. A lot of my weight's going back. So I could easily lift my fingertips up. So from there, we're just gonna slowly start to bring the pads of the hands down. So this part of my wrist is lifting up. And I'm pressing into this area underneath my fingers, the pads of the hands, and into the middle finger. And just hold here for a couple of breaths. And if it's comfortable, this is actually a great way to build up wrist strength. And then from here, we're just gonna spread out. So even though I'm pressing down, I'm still trying to lift and create space underneath the base of my hand where the wrist would connect in. Because a lot of times what we'll do, you can kind of see it, is just dump into the wrist and see how my fingers curl up. Now all the weight is in this wrist bone, and it's overextending, it's over flexing that wrist joint. Whew, and it doesn't feel very good. So when we build the strength by creating that kind of a web, like a duck foot, but it's our hand, and create that lift instead of this dumping. You can just see it from here to here. I wish I had a better cameraman because then he could zoom in on my hands. Anyway, so coming to all fours, find that stability in our wrists. Another option while you're building that strength is to put it like a towel or something underneath. We're just gonna do a couple cat-cows. Breathe, shoulders down and away from the ears, length of spine. Inhale, nice big breath in. Toes can be pointed back or tucked under. Exhale, we're just gonna squeeze the glute muscles, curling around the tail, then tuck the chin, rounding the spine, contracting the core. Cat pose. 2 breaths here. So we're pressing away from the mat, like we're trying to split our mat apart between our hands and our knees, while pressing the spine up to the sky. Now when we move into cow pose, we're gonna start by curling tailbone back. So the first movement as we inhale is to inhale, curl that tailbone back, 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 back. Then the heart opens forward, shoulders down and away from the ears, lengthening the chest through the arms. So now it feels like we're trying to pull the mat together between our hands and our knees. Lengthening, lifting, extending. So super active in the core still, super active in the spine. Breathe. Now just flow at your own breath pace, either one breath, one movement, or hold cat and cow each for 2 or 3 breaths. One more cat, ending with the cow. Neutral spine. And just move the spine. Maybe jump rope in one direction and then the other. Woo. And then we'll bring the legs around front, come into a comfortable seat. Bottoms of the feet together. Sitting up nice and tall. Knees opening out to the side. This might be one of the first classes where we didn't do a ton of external hip rotation. So if this doesn't feel as easy as it normally does at this point in our practice, that could be why. So just making those connections and understanding that awareness in our bodies. You know, if we don't heat up those spaces, they aren't as mobile, they're not as pliable. Just drop the right ear towards the right shoulder. Breathe. Relax the face. Inhale, bring the head back to center. Exhale, left ear, left shoulder. Helps with that lymphatic fluid, that flowing of the lymph. Inhale, bring it back to center. One more time on each side. Right ear, right shoulder. So I'm not lifting my shoulder to meet the ear at all. Both shoulders are still dropping down and away, lengthening up and over with the crown of the head. Because we're trying to elongate and lengthen the space just behind the ear. And maybe even here on the scalenes and the throat. Inhale, bring it back to center. Exhale, left ear, left shoulder. Breathe. Bring the knees together. We're gonna come onto our back for supine spinal twist. So extend both legs straight out. Arms out to the side, palms facing down, shoulder height. Bend the right knee, shoulders tuck under so that the chest lifts up. We're gonna shift our left hip towards the right foot. Straighten the leg, then twist across the left leg. Keep the right shoulder rooted down. Breathe. Gaze can stay straight up at the sky. We can look towards the left arm, or if we're deep in this twist, we can slowly start to bring the gaze towards the right fingers. Inhale, bring the knee slowly, gently back to center. Shift our hips back into neutral. Bend the left knee, right leg extends. Shoulders tuck under and lengthen the spine. Right hip shifts towards the left foot. And then we'll twist across the right leg. Left shoulder stays rooted down. Breathe. Inhale, gently bring that left knee back to center, shifting our hips back to neutral. And we'll just gently hug both knees into the chest, grabbing from behind the knees, not in front of the shins, and just pull the knees in towards the chest. Gently rock side to side, really slow. Feel a nice release in the lower back. Woo, breathe. Release the feet down to the mat. And prepare ourselves for relaxation. Again, I'm going to guide us through the relaxation process. Finding your comfortable position, if it's comfortable to sit or keep the knees bent as we lay on our backs, or extend both legs straight out from the hips. Just tucking the shoulders under so that the heart is open and lifted and we can take breaths in with ease. And just take a moment here as we drift in towards our relaxation to reflect on the intention we set for ourselves at the beginning of practice. And how did that translate in the last 50 minutes together? Do we feel like that intention still has as much validity as it did at the beginning of our practice, or has it shifted in its meaning? Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. As we exhale, allow the back of the head to relax down towards the mat, chin towards chest. Take another nice deep breath in. Allow the tongue to relax down and away from the roof of the mouth. The jaw relax open. On our next exhale, allow the space between our eyebrows to relax and release. The flesh around the eye sockets to let go. To melt down and away. With the muscles behind the ears, relax and release down into the mat. Bringing our next exhale into the shoulders. As we exhale, allow the shoulders to relax down, to melt down into the mat. And then the arms and elbows and hands, fingers. And then bring awareness into the space, the energetic heart space, which is located right at the center of the chest. And just take a nice deep breath in, feeling that space expand and lift up a little bit with that inhale in. And as we exhale, any tension, any tightness that's living in that space just releases away, letting go. Feeling the shoulders and heart, face and head all relaxed. Then on our next deep breath in, filling up the space in the stomach, feeling it expand, feeling it open. Exhaling, it relaxes and releases down. And then the hips. The legs. Our knees. Calves. The shins. Our ankles. Heels. The tops of the feet, the bottoms of our feet, our big toe, all the way across our foot to the baby pinky toe. Everything relaxes. Everything with every breath out is melting into the mat. Take the next 5 breaths to just continue scanning the body, noticing any places that are still holding on to tightness or any unnecessary energy and unnecessary thoughts or feelings. Then as we exhale, allow it to release from the body. Allow it to release from our thoughts. Five more breaths to bring us back into the space as we gently begin to wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, make circles with the wrists, draw one knee in towards the chest and make a circle with that ankle, then the other knee in towards the chest, circling that ankle. And then either rolling onto our sides and pressing up to a seat, or just using momentum to bring us up to a comfortable seated position. Legs can be crossed easy in front, or we can sit in a comfortable wide leg seat, or if you have the knee mobility, you can also sit up on your knees. Depends on however you feel comfortable in your body to find that rooted, connected seat, sitting. Inhale, reaching both arms up overhead, letting our palms connect. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Take a nice full breath in, lifting our heart to meet our thumbs, feeling our thumbs connecting into that energetic heart space. Noticing the heat between our hands. Thank you all for being here today. I look forward to seeing you all again next week. quick little side note, tomorrow I'm going to be taking an online training because of all of this crazy coronavirus stuff. A lot of the in-person trainings are being canceled, so they're offering some of them online courses. And one that I've been dying to take is Yoga Bar. So keep your eye out for some Yoga Bar classes coming up in the future because I'm taking that training tomorrow. I'll be in a Zoom training all day, which I'm super excited about. I'm super excited to learn and then be able to share some of that with you guys, my awesome yoga community. Thank you and have an awesome